Welcome back to part 3 of Tips for the Transition, and it's my chat with Murielle Fellous, a relationship and self-love coach, who has shared with us a bit of her journey to break the pattern of bad choices in life. I'm María Tomás-Keegan, and this is part of my continuing series of interviews intended to help women move beyond coping and surviving those major life events that we all struggle with at one time or another, so that we can learn to thrive. Thanks for joining me again, Murielle, and for sharing your wisdom and insights. So far, we've learned about your marriage, your decision to leave after 10 years, and how your pattern of choice continued to produce similar relationships in your life. And I know your journey has led to your life's work. So please share with our audience 2 of your best tips to break the pattern and initiate change in your life.
Hi, Maria. So where you can start, as I said in the last episode, when we assume responsibility for what we create, we step in a place of power. And what I would like to explain today is how we create, what does it mean to take responsibility, the understanding behind the scene of what's happening. We create both with our brain and our energy. And our brain has a part called the reticular activating system, which acts like a filter, because there is always, at any moment, there is too much information out there in the outside world for our brain to be able to process everything. There is the colors, there is the air on our skin, what's going on in our body, if we are digesting, our blood flowing, and a ton of visual information and auditory information. So our brain is too small to process all that. And luckily, it's very well structured, because that filter, which I call the RAS, will help us let go of anything that's not relevant for us. And we'll only become aware and absorb or let in what is relevant. And how does the filter knows that it's relevant? It's based on what we're thinking about all day long. And we're thinking 5% with our conscious mind, where we know what we're thinking, we create our desires, we're conscious of it. But 95% of our thinking is done on an unconscious level, which is based on parameters, beliefs, and patterns and models of the world that we integrated sometime between age 0 to 7 approximately. And we don't even know what they are. So the filter is saying, okay, she's thinking behind the curtain, and we don't know we're doing it, that she's not enough to attract a good man, for example, in the case of relationships, or to choose a good man. He would never stay with her because she's not enough. So let's make her notice all the guys that are not good guys, because they are the ones she needs. And without realizing, what I'm going to notice in the world is only what is a match for what I'm thinking under the surface. So if you look at your results, because becoming conscious of your unconscious programming, most of the time you either going to need to do a very deep work or work with someone like you or me. But the starting point is to look at the results, and your results will tell you what kind of programming you have integrated. So that's on the brain level. Now, when you think, it triggers biochemicals in your body which create emotions. So if you think, I'm not enough, you're going to feel not enough in your body. You're going to have a lack of self-confidence. You're not going to feel at ease with yourself. And your emotions will send an electromagnetic signal in the world, an energy signal, saying, I'm not enough. anything that's resonating with I'm not enough, I very often describe the energy like an elevator. If you vibrate at the level of I'm not enough, you're going to stop at the floor of I'm not enough, and you're going to be matched with people who are going to make you feel not enough, situations, events, and then it's going to reinforce that belief even more. But things are, life has an intelligence, God. We are always meant to heal. So when you're matched with that, it has also the effect of making you able to become aware of what's going on. So when you look at your results, you have the key to change everything, because you go reverse engineering the accent, and you can figure out, based on the result, what would I have to think in order to create that kind of results. And it doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to exactly pinpoint what happened. I do that with my clients because it helps them believe even more that that's what is, but you don't even need it. As long as you see that you attract people who don't value you, what would I have to believe? Well, I don't have value. I'm not worthy. I don't deserve. And then you can start really changing by affirming the opposite and using tools to rewire the brain and put a different programming behind the curtain. So that's the beginning, and really accepting that we don't know who we are.
That's so important what you just said. When we recognize there is something that we want to change, we have to first be aware of it and choose to change it, but then we have to replace it with what we really want. And I think that's often the missing link for many. I know for many of my clients, it's just, and it happened to you, right? In your divorce, you left, you thought that's all that needed to be done, you're free now, but you haven't replaced the underlying beliefs that got you there and continued that pattern. And until we recognize and replace them, nothing will change.
Exactly.
That's very insightful. Thank you for sharing that.
No, you're welcome. That's and that even become worse, I would say. Not only it won't change, it will become worse. Because life will kick you until you realize.
Yeah. Any parting last words, Murielle?
Yes. The change starts when you decide firmly that you're ready to change. There is an energy momentum that is starting, and you will be presented with things that will help you. People that will help you will be put on your path. So once you decide that that's enough, I want to change and I want to know how, pay attention to what is showing up in your life, maybe a class, a workshop, whatever it is, a book, or who is showing up in your life. Because life is always on our side and it will help us in our decision. But we have to firmly intend to be done with that.
Yes, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And I believe also to piggyback on that thought, it's not only paying attention to who and what shows up for us once we make the decision, but intentionally surrounding ourselves with people who can support that new decision rather than hold us back or keep us where we are.
Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant, brilliant. I love what you shared with us, Murielle. You know, it's a story of hope, actually. And it's a story of how you learned to thrive. So you're just the perfect guest for me to have on this show. So I want to thank you for that and for helping us to understand that there are multiple ways of learning to thrive, and everyone's story helps us with a new perspective. So I thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Now, for our viewers, please don't forget that Murielle has offered us a free gift. It's called 10 Signs He's Not the One, and a link for your copy is at the bottom of this video. So please get your own copy for yourself. So I hope these videos help to bring different perspectives so you can find your own way to thrive. Till next time, I'm María Tomás-Keegan.